Hello and welcome to Cosmic Yoga. I'm Shea Walker, and this is our Saddle Up to Sagittarius season sequence. And I do not know if this microphone is picking up on it, but there is a leaf blower going on outside. There's construction going on in the back part of my building, and I was going to wait for it, but you know what? Sagittarius is all about flying by the seat of the pants, so we're just going to roll with the punches. So, with that in mind, I'm going to ask that you have some sort of support system on hand, a block, two blocks. I don't even have either of those. I have a little foam roller that I just like to have in case you need it for balance, because I'm not going to cue that much to this unless you're feeling a little wobbly in some of these postures. You might also want a strap or a belt, particularly if you find that quad stretches are helpful with that for you. And we are going to dive into a sequence that is inspired by Sagittarius season. So before we get started in our first posture, just a little brief overview. Sagittarius is the sign of zodiac that the sun is currently in at the time of this recording, but it can be applied to a lot of different energies in your life. And it's symbolized by a half horse, half man archer figure. So that is kind of where we're bringing in the inspiration for this sequence, both the archer, which knows how to aim true, and then the horse that has the strength and the legs to carry it. Because Sagittarius energy is known for being very wanderlusty and a little sort of chaotic because it is a fire sign, but ultimately they always end up where they want to be. So we kind of have that element of like the strong legs of the horse galloping about and feeling like it's a little chaotic and maybe doesn't know where it's going. But the archer being able to aim towards a goal and achieve it. So even if the path towards your goal doesn't look like the straight line that you thought it was, even if it's got a little more like horses roaming the plain, it still can end up being a success if you keep your eye on the prize. So that is the energy that we're bringing from the Sagittarius inspiration into our practice, into our lives. So I encourage you to start right now by either pausing the video and writing down or just thinking in your mind of a goal, an intention, particularly a life goal that you're trying to achieve. If you've got a big project or just something on your bucket list that you've been meaning to get to, this is a really great time to take the time to let that be where your archer bow is aimed. And then we're going to have a little fun with being able to go a little off topic. So if your mind starts to wander, you can do that. You can let it wander. You can go on adventures in your mind throughout the practice. And then occasionally I'll bring you back to coming back to what is your aim? Where is your intention? Where are you aiming your bow? And there's no failure in letting the mind wander, because sometimes that's what we need to zero in on that intention. So with that in mind, we're going to get started in child's pose. So traditional child's pose, knees wider, big toes to touch, send your arms out in front of you. Now, I am not going to go fully into this posture because I feel like it's going to do some weird things with the mic. But as you come into your child's pose with your forehead rested down, rather than having your palms to the mat, I want you to bring the palms together in a little prayer position. Hi, Bane. Bane's here to join us. And you're going to rest your forehead into the mat. Again, I'm not doing it because of microphones, but as you have that, with the palms together, it might feel a little more claustrophobic with your shoulders. So spin your triceps away from your face, draw your shoulders down your back, and then start to find some length as you actively press into the knife edges of your hands. Imagine your little aim true tip of your arrow reaching a little bit further forward as your tailbone anchors back. Breathe some space along your spine. And then just let that channel of energy start to light up. So from the tip of your tailbone all the way out through your fingertips, what are you calling in? What are you driving towards? And with your exhale, is there anything that you need to let go of? Any self-doubt, any limiting beliefs to achieve that goal? Deep breath in, let the energy travel towards the goal, or even better, call it towards you at the same time. Sagittarius is very lucky, so you can have that ability to just call something into your life. And with your exhale, let something go that's holding you back. And a couple more rounds like that. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then we're going to take the same and we're going to let it go a little off course here. So you're going to walk your hands over towards the left side of your mat. As you walk over, you have the option here to bring the palms to the mat. If you do like that little palms together position and it still feels good here, feel free to take it. Again, keeping my head lifted, but you can rest your forehead down. Anchor your right glute back towards your right heel. And if you do have both palms on the mat, think of pressing into your left hand and crawling your right fingertips a little further forward. If you've got that little archer bow with your palms together, you can press the knife edges of your hand into the mat and just think of rainbow arcing your right ribs a little bit more. So deep breath in. And deep breath out. And then gently bring yourself back through center. Walk it over to the other side. Again, either palms down or your little archer arrow point. As you find this, anchor your left hip down. Rest your forehead to the mat, even though I am not. Maybe crawl your fingertips forward. Maybe just rainbow arc your ribs out to the side. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then gently walk your hands back through center. Shift yourself forward into tabletop. Got a little caught in my throat. And then tuck your toes under and send your hips high. Downward facing dog. So in your down dog, take what you need to start to warm up the legs. They're going to do a lot for us today. So pedal it in, sway it out. Press towards the pads of your fingers as you spin your triceps away from your head. Lengthen your tailbone high. Melt your heels down. Take a few moments here just to breathe into the spaces that need it. And then we're going to take a little cat-cow variation in our down dog. So as you inhale, lift your heels above the mat, soften them into your knees, and curl your chin towards your chest as you press the back of your head towards the front edge of your mat or the wall in front of you. This is your variation of cow pose. And then you're going to press your heels back down as you straighten through your legs, send your gaze forward between your palms, and imagine trying to melt your heart down towards the earth. Very subtle. Imagine someone's pressing to the space between your shoulder blades, and it'll help you find that little gentle curve of your heart down. Then we'll take that a few times. So lift your heels, bend your knees, send the back of your heart forward as you tuck your chin. Then drop your heels down, straighten through your legs, send your heart down as you send your gaze forward. Shoulders away from your ears. One more time, lift your heels, bend your knees, send the back of your heart forward, tuck your chin. And then send your heels down, straighten through your legs, gaze forward, heart down. Then we're going to take a little moment here to return to a normal down dog. And we're just going to start to get into the legs a little bit because, again, we want those strong horse legs that are going to be able to gallop towards the future impulsively and really quickly. Quick movements is what we're going for here. But you need the strong legs to support those quick movements. So you're going to take it like you're going to do a hop forward. You're going to lift your heels, you're going to bend your knees. But then you're just going to start to find that nice little springboard in your legs. Really pay attention to the muscles that are firing as you bend and straighten your legs just to get acquainted with those. Feel them start to warm up. Then inhale, look forward. If you want to hop forward, you can, but it is early in the class. So if you want to step forward behind your wrists. Take a ragdoll with whatever variation with the arms feels good to you. Maybe it's chest expansion. Maybe you take some twists. Start to root down through your feet so you start to feel supported there. Release some tension in your low back. Relax your neck. Mine didn't do it because I tried not to bump the microphone and I did it anyway. Once you're satisfied with your little ragdoll, send your hands down to the mat and start to toe your feet out, toes out, heels in, and grab your block or your support system if you want it. We're going to sit down into Molasses Frog pose. So I'm going to turn sideways. Excuse me, Bane. I'm sorry I'm in your way. And then we're going to find that Molasses Frog pose. Again, if you're not on a block, feel free. We will be here for a little bit. So if you do have something to sit down on, it's always nice. Press down into your heels, squeeze them in, feel your pelvic floor turn on. Lift your heart up, draw your shoulders down. Activate your outer thighs like crazy, almost like you're trying to pull your legs away from your elbows. Then you can stay here, or if you want some arm variations, just to open up the chest, shoulders, and neck, you can send your right arm down, left arm high, 45-degree angle, spread your collarbone. Half bind if you want it, left hand to your right hip crease. Full bind if you want it, reach around the front of your shin, either hook your wrist behind your ankle or clasp your fingers behind your thigh. If you want a neck stretch while you're here, open across your heart and then drop your right ear over towards your right shoulder. Inhale, open back up. Exhale, hands to heart. I just realized I did not do a mirror image, so whatever side you did that round, we're going to take you to the other side. Reach your opposite arm down, opposite arm high, spread across your collarbone. Keep your outer thighs active, pull your knees apart. If you took the half bind, take the half bind. If you took the full bind, take the full bind. If you took the next stretch, you guessed it, take the next stretch. And then open up your arms once more. Bring your hands together at heart center. Once you're here, drop your hands down towards the mat, so just straighten through your legs. You can move your block, your support system off to the side. And I'm going to be sideways on my mat, but as you are probably forward on your mat, walk your feet off the edges of your mat. Once you've got that, soften the bend of your knees. Slowly, one vertebrae at a time, round your spine up. As you come to an upright position, take a moment here. Lift your shoulders up and down your back a few times. Take what you need to shake off anything you don't want. Bring your hands together at heart center. We're actually going to take a little steeple grip here. So interlace everything but your pointer and your thumb. We've got a little aim, a little pointer here. Once you've got this, draw your shoulders down your back. Activate your core, tuck your tailbone down, and activate your legs. Really lift up on your knees, your quads. Once you feel that security in your legs and your core, grow a little taller through your crown. Then come back to your intention. Again, we might wander off topic occasionally, but what is it that you're trying to call in? Big picture. Whatever it is, take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then inhale, mountain pose with wide legs and steeple grip. Reach your hands towards the sky. As you find the steeple grip, we've got a nice little aim here. Relax your shoulders down, squeeze your low ribs together. Keep your legs active. Deep breath in, grow a little taller. Exhale, horse pose. Slip your toes out, heels in. We can't have a Sagittarius half horse, half man without doing horse pose. Sink down, bring your steeple grip to heart center. So now that we're here, we're gonna do a little gallop. I don't know if this is going to work. I thought of it today. I think it's pretty fun. So as our horses are going to kind of go off course and have a little fun, but also be still running towards the goal, we're going to take our legs. First of all, set it up so that your outer thighs are super active. Turn them on, pull your knees back. Once your outer thighs and glutes start to really feel that, we're going to add in some calves. But you're going to make sure that your aim is true. So find your steeple grip like a little squirt gun pointing toward your intention. Then lift up your left heel. High off the mat, feel a stretch, drop it down. Lift up your other heel, high off the mat, feel a stretch, feel the engagement, drop it down. We'll take that a few rounds. So inhale, lift it up. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, drop it down. Can you sink a little lower into your strong legs? Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, drop it down. Maybe sink a little lower. One more round. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, stay down at the depth that you found yourself. Send your steeple grip overhead. Deep breath in. Exhale, side bend to your right. Draw your shoulders down. Send your gaze wherever feels good. I know the legs are starting to feel it. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, side bend to the other side. This sequence is for your legs, guys. Then inhale, star pose. Whoa! Stretch it out. Press your hips forward. Open across your collarbone. Get a little bigger. Deep breath in. And then exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Flip your toes forward first, then hinge from your hips and bow down towards your legs. Hands to either the mat, your ankles or your calves will stretch out the legs a little bit. So send your weight forward so your hips are over your ankles. So if I were to shift to the side, you'd be able to see that if my booty's back, I'm not as much in the stretch. If I shift forward, hips over ankles, the legs activate, quads activate, stretch in the back of the legs becomes a little more intense. Wherever your hands are, try to flatten out your back. Draw your shoulders down, take the rounding out of your upper spine. And then with your inhales, keep that length. With your exhales, hinge from your hip creases to fold deeper. This will keep the stretch in your hamstrings. Rounding through the upper back just stretches the upper spine. We want to keep it in the legs, so flat back. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Then inhale, wide-legged halfway lift. TP your fingertips onto the mat as you flatten out your back. Lift your torso up like a little tabletop. Squeeze your low ribs together. Draw your shoulder blades down your back. That's just to reset the spine. Maybe even feel a little different stretch to the legs. Exhale, forward fold. Let everything go. Now, we're going to take all that linking breaths movement. I'm going to flip towards you so it's a front view. Inhale, wide-legged mountain pose. Reach up. Find your steeple grip. Exhale, horse pose. Toes out, heels in. Sink down. Then inhale, lift your one heel. Exhale, drop it down, just one round. Inhale, lift the other heel. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale, send your steeple grip up. Exhale, side bend to one side. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, side bend to the other. Inhale, star pose. Get out of the legs. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Toes point forward first. Bow down. Inhale, wide-legged halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. One more. Inhale, wide-legged mountain pose. Exhale, horse pose. Steeple grip. Inhale, lift one heel. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale, lift the other heel. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale, send your steeple grip to the sky. Exhale, send it over to your side. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale to the other side. Inhale, star pose, just rolling with the chaos outside my window. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Bow down. Whew. All right, take a moment here, shake something off. We'll try and wait out the sound that's happening outside. And then start to gently toe heel your feet together. Roll with the punches. Go with it. Impulsive decisions. As your feet come back together, inhale, halfway lift, normal style. Exhale, chaturanga, plant your palms, step back. Flow through head to low, only if you want it. You can always skip it. Doesn't have to be about the arms today at all. And then exhale, downward facing dog. All right, with that in mind, we're gonna move into our sun B with even more legs and even more archer theme. So remember your intention. What is that big picture goal that you're coming back to whenever we need to? Inhale, kick your right leg high, three-legged down dog, nice and strong, straight through the leg. Feel the hamstring activate as you lift up. Exhale, low lunge, sweep your foot between your hands. Inhale, crescent lunge, rise up. Bane's gonna really challenge my balance here. He's gonna make sure that I don't wobble and fall out. As you find your crescent, sway your hips forward, straighten your back leg, activate your low belly, lift up, activate your back glute. And then we're gonna do a little extra activation here. So hands to heart center, maybe you find that steeple grip. Soften your back knee down towards the mat, get it to a hover, then notice, traction your knee to the space between your second and third toe. Start to feel the outer thigh turn on as you press into your heel. Keep that alignment of your leg and press back up. Inhale, drop it down. Exhale, press it up. Ooh, maybe even engage that back glute as you rise. Inhale, drop it down. Focus on the front leg. Exhale, press it up. Inhale, drop it down. Exhale, press it up. Then maybe squeeze the back glute. Inhale, drop it down. Exhale, press it up. Last one. Inhale, drop it down. Exhale, press it up. And then inhale, crescent, reach for the sky. Exhale, open arm twist. Left arm back. Nope, right arm back. I'm used to flipping it around. I'm doing the same set as you know. As you bend your right arm back, left arm forward, open across your collarbone. Whew. Now, what we're about to do is going to go into a series. I got to give credit where credit is due. It's inspired by Catherine Budig's Aim True. So my favorite teacher inspired this archer sequence, but I really like it for this. So as you open up, expand, deep breath in, grow tall. Deeper out, twist it out. Now, inhale, warrior two. I'm going to switch sides so I'm facing towards the camera, but open it up towards the side you were going towards. As you find your open warrior two, we're going to become some archers. So from this place, grab your bow with your back hand, so the one that's closest towards your back foot. Grab your arrow with your front hand, pull it back. Feel the resistance, feel the strength. You are now aiming towards your goal. Go ahead and gaze over towards that bow. Exhale, extended side angle. Send your gaze up. Aim higher. Keep anchoring back into your back foot like you're trying to press in the knife edge enough that you could stand up into that back leg. You can't, but imagine you could. Engage your low belly, tuck your tailbone underneath you. Then on the way up, we're going to switch the bow. Bow goes in the right hand, arrow goes in the left. Pull it back, send it up, reverse archer. Engage your low belly, tuck your tailbone down. Keep your outer thigh engaged like crazy on that front leg. Pull your knee open. Relax your shoulders from your ears. Deep breath in. Exhale, chaturanga. Plant your palms. Step your foot back. Find your flow. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Other side, setting it up. Inhale, kick your left leg high. Feel the hamstring engage. Straighten it out. Point your toes down. Lift your heels as much as you can. Exhale, low lunge. Sweep your foot through. Inhale, crescent lunge. Rise up. Whew. This is my wobbly side. Take a moment. Find the hands to heart center. Maybe it's a steeple grip for that pointer. Wherever you are, traction your knee to point over the space between your second and third toe. Then once you've got that, heel behind your ball mount, knee pointing over the center line of your foot, soften the bend of your back knee. Hover it off the mat. Press into your front heel. Feel the outer edge of your thigh engage up to your glute and then press it back up. Maybe at the top, squeeze your back glute. Then drop it back down, nice and controlled. Exhale, press it up. Inhale, drop it down. I have to work extra hard not to wobble this time. Exhale, press it up. Inhale, drop it down. Exhale, press it up. Inhale, drop it down. Exhale, press it up. Last one. Inhale, drop it down. Exhale, press it up. Those strong legs to be able to go towards our goal. Inhale, crescent lunge, reach up. Exhale, open arm twist. Left arm back, right arm forward. Parallel your arms to the earth. Straighten your back leg, sink your front knee over your ankle. Activate your low belly, tuck your tailbone down. Start to feel that stretch on your right hip flexor. Deep breath in, grow a little taller. Deep breath out, twist a little deeper. Then inhale, warrior two. You're spinning it open. I'm flipping myself around. As you find your warrior two, active outer thighs, press the knife edges of your feet. Then grab your bow with the back hand. Grab your arrow with the front hand. Pull it back, nice and strong. Send it up. Extended side angle archer. Draw your shoulders down your back. Soften the base of your neck. Engage your low belly. Tuck your tailbone down. Find some length. Find some thigh engagement. Then on your way back up, switch the grip. Bow into the front hand. Arrow in the back. Lift it up. Whew. Reverse archer. Keep your front knee bent. Keep your outer thigh active. Pull your left knee open. Deep breath in. Exhale, chaturanga. Plant your palms. Step your foot back. Find your flow. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Whew. All right, we are going to flow through. Breath moving on that one. Inhale, kick your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Sweep your foot through. Inhale, crescent lunge. No lunges this time. Just find the full expression. Exhale, open arm twist. Right arm back, left arm forward. Straight back leg. Inhale, warrior two. Grab your bow in your back hand. Arrow in the front. Exhale, extended side angle. Then switch your grip to the other way. On the way up, inhale, reverse warrior. Then exhale, chaturanga. Plant your palms. Sweep it back. Find your flow. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Other side, inhale, kick your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Sweep your foot through. Inhale, crescent lunge. Nice strong legs. Exhale, open arm twist. Left arm back. Inhale, warrior two. Open up. Grab your bow with your back hand. Exhale, extended side angle. Then switch the grip of the bow on the way up. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, chaturanga, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more time through both sides. Inhale, kick your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge, sweep your foot through. Inhale, crescent lunge, rise up. Exhale, open arm twist. Inhale, warrior two. Grab your bow with your back hand. Exhale, extended side angle over your front leg. Inhale, come up, grab it with your front hand. Find your reverse warrior. Exhale, chaturanga, high to low plank, only if your body wants it. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, kick your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge, rise up. Exhale, open arm twist. Inhale, warrior two, open up. Grab your bow with your back hand. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, rise up, reverse warrior, grab it with the front. Oh, exhale, chaturanga, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog, high vein. Exhale, downward facing dog, pull up and back. All right, take a moment here to remember your intention. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. What are you going for? Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then inhale, look forward. Travel forward, big toes to touch. Actually no, not necessarily big toes to touch. Take it to whatever distance feels good for your feet. We're gonna do some chair squats. So if you like a wider stance for those, I do. Maybe you take it hips width distance. Then inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana, sink low. Whew. From here, take a moment. Notice if your quads turn on. Try to shift all that tension from the front of your quads underneath your glutes. It's not gonna all go there, but the more that you can kind of start to feel that muscle engagement and find that mind-body connection, the more this is gonna go a little easier, a little more empowered. From here, find that steeple grip at your heart center. Inhale, come up. Exhale, drop down. Weight in your heels. Inhale, come up. Exhale, drop down. Feel your glutes push you. Inhale, come up. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale, press it up. Exhale, drop it down. Relax your shoulders. Inhale, press it up. You can always ditch the arms. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale, press it up. Try to keep your knees over the center of your foot. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale, press it up. Exhale, drop it down. 3 more. Inhale, press it up. Exhale, drop it down. 2 more. Inhale, press it up. Exhale, drop it down. Last one. Inhale, press it up. Exhale, drop it down, but then inhale, take it into your chair pose. Exhale, chair plane. Send your pinky fingers back. Lift your heels up. Start to feel those calves engage. Open across your collarbone. Now listen, drop your right heel down. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana. Lift your left knee. Find something still to focus on. As you rise up, level off your hips. If you want a little more for the leg engagement, option to extend that front leg. I don't like that quad engagement, but if you like it, take it. Then inhale, grow a little taller. Exhale, figure 4. Cross your ankle over your thigh. Sink down. Keep your gaze on something still. So even though we don't have the archer, bow, or arrow, we're still focusing on a single goal. As you sit back, you have some options. Option 1, classic figure 4, torso at 45 degrees. Option 2, bring your torso more parallel to the earth over your shin and you'll feel a deeper stretch in the hip. Option 3, if that bottom leg is fatigued because we just did a lot on it, bring the fingertips to the mat or to blocks, straighten the leg and fold into it. Option 4, this is the second time I've taught this sequence today and I can't believe I'm going to do this again, but option 4 is figure 4 squats. So if you want to join me for those, come into your classic figure 4. Inhale, press it up. Exhale, drop it straight back. Inhale, press it up. Exhale, drop it straight back. Inhale, press it up. Exhale, drop it straight back. 2 more. Inhale, press it up. Exhale, drop it straight back. Last one. Inhale, press it up. Exhale, drop it back. We'll all meet back in figure 4. And from here, take it into a tree that you like. If you want hot style, grab the knife edge of your foot, draw it up into your hip crease. If you want vinyasa style, put the arch of your foot to your inner thigh, your inner calf, or your ankle. If you want to kickstand because you're wobbly today, take that. Wherever you are, find your tree pose, find your drishti. Drishti means just something still, an intention that you're focusing on in the distant future or the not so distant future. Activate your standing quad, lift your knee, feel the strength. Activate your low belly, lift your hips, feel your tree trunk tuck underneath you. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Then inhale back to one-legged Tadasana. So lift your left knee, reach for the sky. Exhale, crescent legs with airplane arms. Take a giant controlled step back, land on that back foot. Find a 45-degree angle from your back heel through your crown. Again, we have almost like an arrow formation here. Forget about this leg. This is a straight, strong arrow. You're shooting towards a goal. Then inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, crescent twist. Hook your elbow outside your thigh. Press into your palms. If you want to drop down to your back knee because this front leg is fatigued, please do so. It'll also help you twist deeper, so no shame in that. If you have the back leg knee lifted, keep it straight. Wherever you are, level the hips off. Don't let your left hip drop down. And with your inhales, find more length in your spine. With your exhales, press into your palms and twist deeper, but also press your outer right thigh back into your elbow so you feel it turn on as well. As you inhale, grow a little longer. Relax your shoulders. Exhale, twist a little deeper. One more deep breath in. You got this. Exhale, runner's lunge. Palms inside your front foot. Toe heel your front foot to the outer edge of your mat. Always make sure the knee's on top of or behind your ankle, not jutting over your toes here. And for just a few moments, I want you to lift your back knee if it was down. Notice all of the fight or flight energy that you've activated in your hip flexors. I want you to think of little strings pulling your hips towards the front of your mat and your hips growing heavier. If it helps to find some movement to distract you, take a little rock back and forth on your back foot. Maybe take a very gentle sway side to side through your hips. Relax your jaw and let your belly soften and move with your breath. We're basically taking all of that activity from all the leg stuff that we just did and trying to convince the body that we didn't do it so that we could run away from a tiger and that now it's time to relax. That's okay if it takes a while. But when you do feel your hips grow heavier, option to take it to the runner's lunge that feels good. Maybe you drop down to your back knee. Maybe you bring your forearms down to some blocks or to the mat. You have the option to either keep your right knee pointing up towards the sky, or as long as it's over your ankle, you can flex your ankle, rock to the knife edge, let the hip fall open. Oh. Wherever you are, think of lengthening from your back toes through your crown. Continue to imagine your hips being pulled forward and down. Try to surrender into the hip flexors. If you're dumping your left hip really low and your right hip still really high, they're never going to be completely level, but press a little more into that right hip so that it gets a little more stretch. Notice if the base of your neck tensed up, let that go. Notice if your jaw tensed up, let that go. Train your body that there can be relaxation and surrender, even in moving towards a goal. That's kind of the beauty of Sagittarius energy, is that even though they might feel a little wanderlusty, a little chaotic, they still have that aim. They still end up where they're meant to be. As opposed to like Capricorn energy, which is also beautiful, but it's about like a very structured plan and business activation towards a goal. Sagittarius just kind of luckily happens into it because Sagittarius is a very lucky energy. So whether you're Sagittarius in your chart or not, just embrace that here. Option to stay down, or if you want a little more, come up onto your palms. Option 1 here, or I guess option 2, since the first option is down and up on the floor, you can bring your right hand to your right thigh and twist yourself open a little bit. Option 3, which is where you might want a strap because we've done so much work on the legs, want to offer a quad stretch. So you can reach back and either just grab the knife edge of your foot if you're flexible enough for that, or you can strap up your foot with your belt and start to pull it over your shoulder. Or you can do it through the hand and pull that way as well. If you're not pulling it over your shoulder and squaring your chest forward, I want your heart open towards the side of the room. The closer you draw your heel towards your glute, ooh, the more you're gonna feel that stretch in your quad. Ooh, I needed this one. Ooh, breathe into it. Keep sinking your hips forward and down no matter what variation you're in. Soften your jaw. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. If you've got the foot in hand or strapped up, unstrap it, release it back down. Bring your hands out in front of you. And then we're going to take this into a half pigeon. So one way to do it, if it feels okay in your body, is to simply walk your right foot over to the left side of your mat, flex your ankle, and let your right knee fall open. If you prefer down dog kick, because it does create a little more space in the hips before finding the shape, feel free to find your down dog kick, swing the leg forward, and find this shape. Wherever or however you find the shape, inhale, open up. Exhale, fold it down into your version of sleeping pigeon. Maybe it's palms down. Maybe it's elbows down. Maybe it's forehead to the mat. I'm not going to do that because I'll be talking into the microphone. Wherever you end up, spin your back and your thigh up so you're on top of your back kneecap. Make sure you have that alignment of a straight leg back behind you. Sink your right hip back and down. Soften your jaw. Maybe stick out your tongue. Let something go. Whew, it's crazy how much we build up in the tension of those leg activators. But you know, it makes sense because the legs are getting stronger and activated because evolutionary, we think that we're running away from danger. So the whole body gets in the fight or flight mode, and now we have to train it to get out of it. But it's good practice for everyday life. Whew. And then inhale, crawl your palms back underneath your shoulders. Tuck your back toes under, down dog kick, and either take a hip opener, flip dog, or wild thing. Just something that opens up the front line of your body a little bit. If you've got that flip dog or wild thing, just be mindful of your shoulder as you're flipping around, and we'll make our way back to downward facing dog. All right. The good news is that's over. The even better news is that we have the other side. Inhale, look to the top of your mat. Exhale, travel forward. Feet a distance that feels good for your squats. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. This time, lift your right heel off the mat. Keep the left heel down. We're going to take the squats here. If you want the steeple grip, you can take it. You can do chair arms as well. Exhale, press it up. Inhale, drop it down. Exhale, press it up. Inhale, drop it down. Exhale, press it up. Inhale, drop it down. I realize I'm doing the opposite breath than what I'm saying. So do a breath that feels comfortable here. Drop it down. Press it up. Drop it down. One more. Press it up. Drop it down. Then switch out the lifted heel. Lift the other side. Press it up. Drop it down. Notice if the hip flexor took over. Try to find it from your glute. Press it up. Drop it down. Knee over ankle. Press it up. Drop it down. Press it up. Drop it down. One more. Press it up. Drop the heel down. Find your chair pose. Inhale. Exhale. Drinking bird. Chair plane. Send your pinky fingers back. Lift your heels. Then start to drop your left heel down. Inhale. One-legged Tadasana. Lift your right knee. This is my wobbly side. As you find your drishti, whatever it is that you're aiming for, your focus point, level off your hips. Deep breath in. Exhale, figure four. Cross your ankle. Sit back. Find the version of figure four that works for you. Maybe it's hinging forward. Maybe it's dropping down so you can stretch that standing leg. If you're taking the figure four squats with me, I will wobble. Find a stiller drishti than what you're looking on the screen. Inhale, press it up. Exhale, drop it back. Inhale, press it up. Exhale, drop it back. If you're super wobbly, imagine grabbing onto a bar in front of you. Inhale, press it up. Exhale, drop it back. Inhale, press it up. Exhale, drop it back. One more. Inhale, press it up. Exhale, drop it back. We'll all meet back in that figure four. And then grab for the knife edge of your foot. Take it into your style tree. Maybe it's hot style like mine. Maybe it's vinyasa style to the inside of your thigh. Wherever you land, maybe your hands stay at heart center. Maybe you grow some branches. Find your free whims. Maybe your branches blow in the wind because you're such a free spirit, but you're also rooted in your strong legs. So it's okay. Wherever you are, deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then inhale, one-legged Tadasana. Lift your right knee back up. Exhale, crescent legs with airplane arms. Take a giant controlled step back. Land on the bottom of your back foot. Find that long arrow line from your heel to your crown. Inhale, crescent lunge, rise up. Exhale, crescent twist. Hook your elbow outside your thigh. And again, level the hips off. Straighten your back leg if it's lifted or drop it down. Then with your inhales, find more length. With your exhales, as you press into your palms and your arm presses into your leg, press your leg actively back into your arm. Relax your shoulders, relax your face. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more deep breath in. Exhale, runner's lunge. Whew, sweet relief. Toe that front foot out. Oh, again, take a moment. Lift the back knee if it's down. Tell your body it's safe. Let the hips sink lower. Let go of something that you're holding on to here, something you're trying to control. If it feels better to find that fluid energy and a little rock back and forth or sway side to side, take it. Train your body that even though we just did a ton of leg activation, we're not running away from anything. We might be running towards something, but it should be an enjoyable experience. It should be an adventure because that is Sagittarius energy. When you feel like your hips are sinking a little lower, find the version of runner's lunge that works for you on the other side. Soften your jaw. Relax your shoulders down. We're through the harder part. We're winding things down now. There's no other side to get to. Soften your belly. Let it move with your breath. Finding pleasure in surrender, the flow of things. And almost finding a sense of humor about the chaos of life. I don't know if they've been able to hear it, but the new leaf blower has stopped. And that's kind of what happens a lot of times when we embrace the Sagittarius wanderlust, make no plans, fly by the seat of your pants energy, is that you do end up with a little luck, mysteriously. Things somehow end up going your way. And honestly, it's not that mysterious because you're following your intuition. You're not letting the overthinking get in the way of your natural impulse. So that's a lesson we can all learn from Sagittarius energy. With that in mind, if you did take a twist or a back quad stretch, come up to your palms. If you're twisting, left palm to your left thigh, twist open. If you've got your strap or your hand to your back foot, draw the heel towards your glute. Open across your heart, lean back away from your front thigh unless you're strapping over your shoulder. Soften your jaw, let the hips sink heavier. Maybe pull the heel a little closer. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Then gently release your back foot down, unwind yourself to the front. Take your half pigeon entry. Maybe it's the walk of the foot over to the other side. Flex your ankle, let the knee fall open. Maybe it's a down dog kick. As you find yourself to this shape, inhale, open up. Exhale, fold down. Relax your shoulders. Soften your jaw. Spin on top of that back knee. Soft belly breath. Back to your intention. What is your aim? What is your big picture goal? Your mind can wander. You can go on these little adventures. You can let your intuition guide you to other things. You can always come back to that ultimate goal, your true north, if you will. And then gently come back up to your palms. Tuck your back toes under. Send your hips high. Down dog kick, hip opener, wild thing. Whatever felt good on the other side. And then gently flip yourself back over. Come on down to your knees. Swing your legs out in front of you. Just life space this way for you. Extend the legs out long. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, seated forward fold. Try to keep the flat back, keep the straight legs. It'll keep the stretch where we want it in your hamstrings. So don't run into it. Open your heart. Draw your shoulders down. Even if it means you're not folding this deep, it's okay. Flex your toes powerfully back like you're trying to reach your heels farther forward. Activate your quads. Press the back of your legs solidly into the earth. With that, you should create a little more space in your hips so you can fold yourself a little deeper. You're not grabbing your feet, ankles, calves, that's fine. If you do find that your feet, which you can't see on the screen right now, but my feet, my pinky toes like to creep a little further forward than the rest of my feet. My arches like to lift up. If you spin everything in alignment, like there's a wall in front of the ball mounts of your feet and you're pressing flush into it, you'll get a different stretch. And it's probably a stretch that you need if your feet have a tendency to do that. So press the big toes forward in line with the pinky toes, or pull the pinky toes back in line with the big toes. With your inhale, find more length. With your exhale, press the legs down, fold a little deeper. Ooh. And then inhale, rise up, split the legs apart. Straddle pose. Doesn't have to look like mine. Been dancing since I was 2. It's the reason my straddle pose goes deep. If yours is just a couple feet apart, it's okay. Same concept though. Flex your feet, press the legs down. With your inhale, find a nice flat back. With your exhale, start to walk your hands forward. Keep pressing the back of your legs down. It's what keeps getting you space in your hips to go a little deeper. With your inhale, go a little longer through your torso. With your exhale, press in the back of your legs. Pull a little deeper. If you need to release the tension in your jaw like I just did, stick out your tongue, do what you need to do. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then inhale, rise up. Bring the feet together. Butterfly pose. So before we go into our Baddha Konasana, cobbler's pose is actually what it's called in the vinyasa practice. We're going to do, caught my throat again, going to do a little exercise to potentially readjust the hips. If they're in the proper alignment, this won't be a problem, but occasionally when you're moving a lot in the legs and maybe doing something that wasn't quite in alignment like it should have been, the hips can tend to kind of move out of place. So press your hands into your inner thighs, and then isometric contraction, press your legs back into your hands for 4, 3, 2, 1, and then relax. Then we'll do the other side. So bring your hands underneath your thighs, press your hands up into your thighs, press your thighs back down and down into your legs, maybe squeeze the soles of your feet together for 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax, and then fold into it. Maybe you go a little bit, maybe you go a lot. If your elbows do meet your inner thighs, you can use them to press down. If you want a little more, you can press the soles of your feet together a little. With your inhale, imagine reaching your navel towards your toes so that you're getting a little longer. And with your exhale, fall a little deeper. Soften your jaw, stick out your tongue if you need to. Deep breath in. Shoulders down your back, deep breath out. I should also mention Sagittarius is ruled by the legs. That's part of what inspired the sequence. It wasn't just the fact that it's a horse. So if you have Sagittarius, especially as your sun sign, or even especially your moon sign, if your moon is in Sagittarius, you really want to make sure that you're taking care of your thighs. So foam rollers are your friends. And honestly, after this practice, I highly recommend a foam rolling session. But we're going to move down to our backs. So take it down. And if you have a solid surface, take it with you. If you don't worry. We're going to do a bridge. So you'll just do an active bridge in that case. Or if you really can lift high, you'll use your hands as support for your bridge. So you're going to step your feet underneath your knees and feet hips width distance, toes pointing forward towards your goal, heels behind your toes. Always have the feet parallel to the outer edges of the mat, both sides, when you're moving into a heart opener like this. Palms down in the mat, inhale, lift up. If you have a block and you want to slide it underneath your sacrum for supported, feel free. Walk your shoulder blades underneath you. Keep your knees pointing up, keep your heels pointing back, keep your toes pointing forward. Imagine they're all arrows trying to point towards their goals. And then if you don't have a block, again, you can stay here. You can find a chest expansion. Or if your hips are high enough, you can become your own supported block and bring the heels of your hands underneath your low back. It's a lot though, so don't do it if this doesn't feel good to your body. Keep pressing into the back of your head, the back of your shoulder blades. It's a lot on my elbows. I'm going to come out of that self-support. If you do have the support underneath you, you can relax your sacrum. Imagine your low back spreading wider. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Okay, if you're in bridge, you can lead at any time. If you're in supported bridge, I have one little more stretch for your hip flexors. So with the support underneath your sacrum, send your legs up towards the sky like you would for waterfall. Then hug your right knee in towards your chest and keep your left leg super straight and let your heel draw heavy towards the earth. Now the goal here is to find so much active energy to keep it straight that there's a lever, but then start to soften and relax the front part of your hip so the heel can grow even heavier towards the earth. Whew. Breathe into it, let it go. Relax your shoulders. Keep thinking of finding even more length through your left leg. Deep breath in. Soften your jaw, deep breath out. Let the heel grow a little heavier if it can. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Then switch it out to the other side. Hug your left knee in. Straighten out your right leg like crazy. Keep it straight. Let the heel draw heavy. Whew. Soften your face and jaw. The straight leg can also be thought of as an arrow aiming towards something, towards your goal. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. One more deep breath in. And deep breath out. And then plant both feet to the mat. If you've got the block, lift it up. Send it out from underneath you. One vertebrae at a time. Spine down to the mat. Whew. Take Supta Baddha Konasana or broken bridge, feet to the outer edge, knees fall in. This might feel good after all the other hip opening, just to find a little counter. You can bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Let everything settle. With the hand on your heart, come back to your intention. Come back to what you're aiming towards, your ultimate goal. And then inhale, hug your knees into your chest. It's a yogi's choice for your supine twist, but I am going to cue to a cat pulling its own tail. Now, we haven't done a ton of strap work opening through the legs. We've done a little stretching. So if your hamstrings are not ready for this, you don't have to take it. But if you would like it, either, I gotta scoot away from the wall, either with your strap on your right foot and in your left hand, or with your left hand to the outer edge of your right foot, straighten out your right leg. Send that right arm out to the side, scoot your left hip underneath you, supine twist with that leg extended. Ooh, it's a lot. You don't have to take it if you don't want to. My hamstrings are pretty open most of the time. That's the only reason I'm able to get into this without doing a ton of strap work beforehand. You can also do this with a bent variation. If you want to do just like the supine twist with the bent knee at a 90-degree angle, you can try it out. It's just not going to have that outer IT bend and hamstring stretch to go with it. The cat pulling its own tail portion of the pose comes once you're in this position and you curl your heel towards your glute and see if you can reach your hand down to grab the inside arch of your foot. Sometimes it helps to have 2 straps or 2 belts for this one. So if it's not happening in your body today, don't take it. But I do like to offer it because it does stretch a lot of stuff that we might want to stretch today. Got the quad on the bottom leg, the outer IT bend, and the hamstring on the top leg. And if you want to do a couple extra breaths of strap work on the floor, lying on your back before you get into this, it's a video. You can pause it. With your inhale, lengthen your hip away from your shoulder. With your exhale, let everything sink heavier towards the earth. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Then gently release whatever you've got going on. And we'll take it to the other side. Again, take what your body did the first round. I'm going to grab my foot, straighten it out. Let that leg fall over to the side. Scoot your right hip underneath your left as you glue your left shoulder down. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you bend the knee. Maybe you take that cat pulling its tail behind you. Oh, maybe you gaze off to the left. With your inhale, lengthen your left hip away from your left shoulder. With your exhale, let gravity take you deeper. And then gently release what you've got going on. Bring yourself back to the center of your mat. Inhale, hug your knees into your chest. Exhale, happy baby. Find a little more hip opening. Sacrum down. Very similar to the horse pose we found ourselves in so often throughout the class. So feel it as a stretch. Flex your ankles, really reach your heels high, and then use your arm strength to draw your thighs down. Soften your jaw, stick out your tongue if you need to. I don't know why that's been a cue a lot this class, but it must be someone watching. And then inhale, hug your knees into your chest, seal your practice. Hug it in, deep breath in. Exhale, Shavasana. Rest. You're always welcome to stay. But if you want guided out, find gentle movement in your fingers and your toes. Find a morning stretch. Roll to a side that feels good to you. And take a second as you roll to your side to let anything you don't need melt away. And then with your eyes closed, press yourself up to a comfortable seat. Gather your hands together at heart center. Maybe you take that steeple grip, find the aim. Connect your thumbs to your smiling heart. Didn't do a smile meditation, but it's there. And then draw the energy of your true north up to your third eye. Trust your intuition. Trust the wild horse-like yearnings of your heart and follow them even if they don't make logical sense this Sagittarius season. Because it may be a little chaotic, but ultimately you'll end up exactly where you're meant to be, as long as you keep your bow and arrow pointed towards your goal. Bow forward to close your practice. Thank you for joining me.